Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're back in the writer's room. You guys, the response I have gotten from the first couple of episodes of this that I put out has been incredible. A lot of you have asked me to keep going, so here we are. Yesterday, or whenever this comes out, the last episode was so horribly over the top, cringe-inducing nonsense that I got speechless, and that so rarely happens for me. So I do recommend, if you listen to no other episode, go back and listen to that, because you'll understand a lot of what, crap that we're dealing with the new show. So go back and listen to that. But even if you haven't listened to the other episodes, it doesn't matter. You can pick right up in this one and understand what's happening. Let's get into it. Also, I put out a video a few days ago talking about we're going to do a live chat on Thursday evening. I figured it'll be same day that the episode comes out. If you guys want to jump on and chat with me, I will be there. I'm planning for 7 p.m. Eastern time. The way that works is I put up another video of reviews that people have left. I'll put up it'll be a longer one this time, so we can chat our way through it. And it's free. It's part of YouTube. All you have to do is just click the link you would normally click to watch. There'll be a countdown there till we go live and we start chatting. So join me, talk to me. I want to hear all of your thoughts. So if you want to hear the uninterrupted podcast, it's in Just Like That, the Writer's Room. On this channel, I do reactions and I pause a lot and we talk through it. Just like we're sitting together and talking. I talk to you, you guys talk back to me in the comments. So let's pick up where we left off. They're interviewing Samantha Irby. She is there to discuss the first 2 episodes. She's one of the writers of the show. Also, the man speaking is Michael Patrick King. He's been involved since the beginning. And we have Julie Rottenberg and Elisa Zuritsky. So here's your warning on this one, okay? We left the last episode in a very forced woke place, and Samantha Irby is just laying it on so thick, it's gonna piss you off. It pissed me off too. It's so much up her own egg, like you've never heard, so much teaching us weak-minded people things. And so I just wanted to let you know, it's hard to talk about some of this stuff, but we're gonna try to make it fun as best we can.
Talk about race stuff all the time in a professorial kind of way. I think the way in culture we talk to each other is a little bit more relaxed. So I was ready to make all of the black hair jokes, all of the
I would like to point out she's the only one laughing at her own jokes here, and these aren't jokes. Why do we need... Who comes to their TV to be taught a lesson? I don't. I don't watch shows like this for that. I watch it for the entertainment, for the fun, for the women. We're setting ourselves backwards here.
All of the jokes that would get us in trouble. But I feel like we landed in a good spot with...
Which shows how clueless, out of touch, and head up your own ass you are.
Aya and Miranda.
I did too. I mean, because really what it is, it's about somebody slipping on a banana peel of trying to say the right thing. Mm-hmm. But because of, as Miranda says in episode 1, I tried to say the right thing. And because of the current climate, I said all the wrong things.
And just like that, I'm going to barf all over my microphone.
She's the rebel.
Mm-hmm.
And we put her back in college where you can't be the rebel anymore. Mm-hmm. And then that's fun to see her repress what she would have been saying 20 years ago.
I also think that she's awkward in a way, and all of them are awkward in a new way. And I think
this is what these writers think that we want to watch, is these characters we've grown to love and, carry around in our minds. They're calling it awkward. I'm calling it out of body. They don't know how to interact with other human beings, regardless of what box they're checking.
There's an awkwardness about our age that ding,
ding, ding. There's the age thing again.
I've never really seen talked about before. It's almost like a second adolescence or something. Like we're all going through puberty again, just trying to figure out how to say and do it with the right intentions, the best way to be.
To be conscious.
To be conscious and aware. And you can fall over yourself doing that. And so I think.
And the irony is that's exactly what I would use to describe this reboot. It's awkward. They're falling all over themselves, and it's uncomfortable.
It's fun to see our ladies kind of struggle a little bit.
I'm going to go ahead and say you're completely wrong. It's actually not fun to see the ladies struggle. We've all struggled for the last 2+ years. It's been a lot. And I don't know about you guys, but I come to this show to laugh and to have fun and to escape all the terrible things we see in the news. So what is this mess?
Yeah.
now?
One of the things about the old series that we had a rule about is no one could get on the soapbox and make a speech.
So you saved it all for the reboot, and that's all we're getting is soapbox speeches? And by the way, I don't think that was a rule. We heard quite a few from Carrie throughout the years that I can think of.
Without the soapbox breaking. We used to say, every time somebody makes a speech about men are blah, 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 blah.
The word sycophant is coming to mind with all that background giggling.
Like they've got tapenade in their teeth. There was never a speech that said, I'm better than you.
This whole reboot seems to be an I'm better than you to the audience. Let's talk down to you guys who've stuck with us. I'm better than you. I'm going to teach you.
Right.
But let's talk about the aging thing, because that was another fun thing to not go through.
You guys, they think this is fun. It's fun to write these characters as 90-year-old ladies. It's fun.
Pardon me. But to explore, which was, we had a range of ages in the writing room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the oldest, 33.
We're in our late 20s.
Julie and Elise are in their 20s, and Samantha, the baby.
Yeah, I'm a toddler.
Oh, that math works.
Toddler.
I'm in my 60s. Julie and Elise are not in their 60s. Samantha's in her 40s. Kelly's in her 40s. And Gretchen is somewhere
Also in her
40s.
40s.
in her 40s.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I brought this up already, but that to me makes it so much worse. At first I thought it was 20-somethings writing this. It just makes it so much worse that it's, you know, I don't even want to say older people because I sound like them, but you know what I mean? People that are not 20.
So the reality is,
Yeah.
if you're in your 40s, society says you might as well be 100.
It's true.
I mean, that's where we are.
It's so true.
Everybody says, why was the...
What the hell are they talking about? I'm 41 years old, and the only people that make me feel old are these writers when I watch this show.
the first series good? And I think it's because society said, if you're single, it's awkward.
What the hell are they talking about? This might have been true, I don't know, in the 80s and the 90s, but does anybody care anymore? It's now 2022. Like, anybody can live with anybody or any situation they want. Who cares?
In your 30s, yeah.
It's awkward. Everybody feels sorry for you.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. I got married when I was 35, and some of my most fabulous friends are single, and sometimes I'm a little jealous.
Go away. So the idea of all the comedy that came from being awkward, I mean, remember Jenny Bix did that thing where we went to a party and they were giving out Christmas ornaments and she went to get one and they said only for couples?
I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Do these people, do they only hang out with each other? Because that seems to be what's happening here. They're just feeding on each other and pumping each other up in a way like I've never seen.
What?
And
I
she
remember
brought that
that.
into the writing room and we dined on
crazy.
it. The idea of only for couples. So it's awkward and you're a leper.
This is a complete and total load of pants.
Coming back now, what's awkward, as Elisa said, is 50s. Society's like,
You're done.
kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Can you go in a caftan?
And this is where I point out how clueless they are, because they're talking about this stuff, but they don't see that they're the problems. Yes, I'm not downplaying or making light of struggles of a 50-something-year-old, but I'm sorry, the 50-something-year-olds in my life are young, vibrant, fun, basically the complete opposite of how these characters were written. And on a random note, out of complete nowhere, you know what just popped in my head? One of my I don't know why. The movie quotes pop in my head, but do you remember Fried Green Tomatoes, Kathy Bates' line where she says, "I'm older and I have more insurance"? That's where my head's at.
You know,
That's another place we throw the
yes,
the mic
right
down.
away.
55, I said it.
Because you guys are my people, I share my favorite expressions with you. And one of my all-time favorite expressions that I do say in my everyday life that I've said before, and I think very much applies here, is, does it hurt your back to kiss your own ass like that?
It's radical, actually, to have women just say. If you think about it, when have you ever heard a woman on television, a character say, "I'm..."
Their age. Well, the response we got when people heard we were doing this show was just that. It was like, but aren't they in their 50s?
So I think this is where all of our frustration is coming out, because that's exactly what we're saying is, hey, they're in their 50s, show us what great things they're up to. But what they've done is say, hey, they're in their 50s, their life is basically over. They can't hear, they need hip transplants. It's just the most depressing way that they've spun this story.
I know. And it was like, yeah.
What does that mean?
Like, are we, it was
Supposed
as if, like,
just
what
go
on
away.
earth?
But that's how you're writing these characters. Like, you just want them to go away. They're just so wholly unlikable.
What on earth would you do with them?
And also discuss the differences between them. Miranda's version of 55 in that very first restaurant scene and Charlotte's version of 55, just how they look is completely different.
Guys, I can't. He's like setting up the jokes for me. He's talking about Charlotte's looks. I can't.
Talk about it. When you told us Miranda's going to be gray,
that was another.
And let's be very clear.
Squealed.
Cynthia Nixon isn't gray.
Not gray.
She's blonde in life, and we were like, Miranda's gray.
And then we went to the dollar store. We slapped on these Karen wigs, and we thought, look how innovative we are.
And that was a way.
That felt like revelatory, and it felt like the greatest secret weapon against what everyone is saying.
What they're saying is, we're not going to listen to what the audience is saying. We're going to come up with our own terrible ideas, and we're going to throw them at you guys and expect that you guys get on board.
The thing is that Miranda says to Charlotte says that thing people say all the time, I just think the gray ages you. And Miranda says, no, you think my gray ages you because then you can't be whatever age you're pretending to be.
Oh, but remember, guys, they were just saying they don't want anybody on their soapboxes.
Just to say to someone, I'm pretending, and then she says, I'm not pretending to be anything. I'm 55, but her hair is dyed.
Right.
And she is, and then they accuse her of passing.
Yeah.
You're trying to pass.
Look at how clever we are, guys. See, now aren't you convinced that the show isn't a complete flaming pile of garbage like you think it is? Well, I think I've hit my wall of insufferable bullshit for the day. I don't know about you guys, but oh my gosh, I feel like I'd be a lot happier if I just had my head up my own ass like they do, because they do not see anything clearly, right? There's no oxygen in that writer's room, I'm convinced. But you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for all just everything, the wonderful comments, the excitement, just the everything. You guys are just wonderful. And I love you all. I really do. I sincerely appreciate every single one of you. I'm so glad you're here to talk about this with me. You make my heart so happy. And I will be talking to you guys again soon. So many of you want me to keep going with this. So you know what? I will. If you get sick of it, you just got to tell me. Otherwise, we'll keep going. Thanks for everything. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.